right, John, I have one question for you. War? Does it change? Does it not change?
Never.
Because, Ron Perlman says the war never changes, but Solid Snake says the war has changed. So I'm never entirely sure who to believe.
I believe Ron Perlman.
You believe always, each probably always just when in doubt, stick to Ron Perlman. Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Dojo here, Rage Lifetime Jeff.
I'm John.
We are playing the original Fallout. We got Fallout 76 was just announced, so what better excuse to go back and play one of the classics of all time. Hi, it's Brotherhood of Steel guys. Original Fallout.
By Warbond.
Yep.
Corvega.
Yep. Did you play all the way through Fallout 1?
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Long time.
It's been a long time for me, too. Did you ever play all the way through 2? Because I got lost about halfway through 2.
I know what happens in 2, but I never beat 2.
Okay. I don't even think I know what happens at the end of 2, but should probably go back and play it. Hey, look, it's Mr. Handy. He's so handy. Walks the dog. Oh, man. Ink spots are glitching out there. All right.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, yes, I've played 3. Only played...
There we go.
War never changes.
Thank you, Ron Perlman.
War to gather slaves and wealth. Spain built an empire from its lust for gold and territory. Hitler shaped a battered Germany into an economic superpower. But war never changes. In the 21st century, war was still waged over the resources that could be acquired. Only this time, the spoils of war were also its weapons.
Kind of quaint the way they have
Petroleum and uranium.
scratchy old
For these resources,
effect.
China would invade Alaska, the U.S. would annex Canada, and the European Commonwealth would dissolve into quarreling, bickering nation-states bent on controlling the last remaining resources on Earth. In 2077, the storm of World War had come again. In 2 brief hours, most of the planet was reduced to cinders. And from the ashes of nuclear devastation, a new civilization would struggle to arise. A few were able to reach the relative safety of the large underground vaults. Your family was part of that group that entered Vault 13. Imprisoned safely behind the large vault door.
Do the other games even bother to explain the apocalypse, or is it just so ingrained into our kind of culture that it's just like, yeah, nuclear apocalypse, whatever?
Is about to change.
I mean, yeah, a little bit. Like, there's like little...
I know there's like the Operation Anchorage mission in Fallout 3 is
about the war.
It's about
China,
the actual war.
Well, it's about the China invading Alaska.
Yes. Okay, so let's see. We've got some base characters here. Natalia, and we've got Albert and Max Stone. Stone do his friends, but let's create a character. I've always wanted to do a character, John, that had the garbage intelligence. Do you know how that works out in the game?
No.
Okay, then that's good. It's very good. So we're going to put our intelligence to 1 and our charisma to 1 as well. We're going to be very...
so like real life.
Yeah, there you go. Woo! I just threw it up. John's like, bam. So we're going to do, let's see, perception.
I was referring to both of us. But.
Modifies sequence and range combat distance modifiers. Endurance is, yep. Let's see, intelligence, agility. High agility is important for action points, armor class. Okay, so I'm going to put a bunch of points into agility. I'm going to put a couple points into strength. I'm going to put some stuff into perception. We're just going to kind of even out the playing field, and then we're going to put maybe 1 more in agility, 1 more in perception, and hit points, melee damage, and carry weight. I'm going to go ahead and do endurance, and then we're going to have really, really good perception. So, and then we're going to take Bloody Mess, and we're going to take, let's see. This is interesting because it's like you have to take one. You can take one of these, but then you have to take a, like a bad one. I think, maybe not. I forget.
I don't remember.
Anyway, let's do Jinxed. So that should make things pretty fun. Looks like we've got a pretty good unarmed skill. Maybe we should actually take these down and put them back into strength, and then just punch stuff. What do you think?
Works for me.
Let's do that. Let's punch a bunch of stuff. So let's do unarmed as a tag skill, and then let's do let's do sneak. And then maybe first aid. I think that'll work. All right, so let's go. Let's see what happens. Hey, look who it is.
You're here. Good. We've got a problem. A big one. The controller chip for our water purification
Look like an
system
ape.
is given up
Like
in
an
the
ape, like a
coast.
Neanderthal.
Can't make
Like an
another
ape
one.
man.
And the process is too complicated for a workaround system. Simply put, we're running out of drinking water. No water, no vault.
No problems, am I
This is
right? Oh, wait.
crucial
No, that's not
to our
right.
survival. And frankly, I think you're the only hope we have.
Man, you are
You need to go
fucked.
find us another controller chip.
Which is
We
awesome
estimate we have 4 to 5 months before the vault runs
because
out of water.
our character is a hulking brute
That chip.
with one
Mark
charisma
your map
and
with
one
the
intelligence.
location of another vault. Not a bad place to start, I think. Look, just be safe. Okay?
All of that is hilarious when you see what it's like to play Fallout 1 with one intelligence.
Yeah.
Also, I've always wanted to go back and play Fallout with super high charisma character, right? Because you can avoid most combat and
Talk
then
your way out of anything.
talk your way out of just about anything. Yeah. All right, man. Look at these state-of-the-art graphics, John. Woof. You grab that. Tick 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 tick. Here we go. Yeah.
And then Bethesda got a hold of the game, and the graphics just went right down into the shitter.
Oh man, yeah. I can't imagine with how psyched people are always about Fallout New Vegas, how I haven't seen any of it yet, but that there must be some amount of complaining that this Fallout 76 is not New Vegas, right?
Well, I mean, I know some people were hoping for like a remastered Vegas or Fallout Vegas 2 or even just a game in that vein.
Yeah.
And instead we're getting, we're getting this weird,
Yeah. So,
we don't even know what it is yet. I mean, there's tons of speculation out there about what
let's see.
Fallout 76 is going to be.
Yeah, I actually wanted to. I know it's really early and it's real speculative.
Yeah.
But what do you think about the idea of some kind of like online Rust thing?
So I mean, that's what everyone's been saying is
Yeah.
that it's going to be some type of game that's in the vein of Rust or Ark or or even DayZ or whatever.
Yeah.
Where it's going to have a survival component. It's every man for themselves. Though you can
You can like
get
build.
groups,
Well,
but
I mean,
you
if
can
it's
build bases and communities and stuff like that. Which if it's that, could be interesting. I don't know if I'm into that, like personally.
yeah.
But I know that there are people who are, and I'm, just because I'm not into it doesn't mean I don't think there should be a game like that.
Right.
Like if that's what they're doing, I'm willing to give it a chance.
Yeah. It would be kind of interesting though to have I feel like, do we have a really high profile example of a game like that outside of maybe like Minecraft? Because I feel like Rust.
Ark?
I mean, well, but Ark is still like an indie game, right? It's not exactly like.
Well, I mean, it's kind of the biggest of them, though.
That's true, but I have to wonder, what does, what would, it's kind of like the difference between PUBG and Fortnite, right? Is
Yeah.
has anybody really just really jumped in to try to say,
Well, Fortnite is now like the most popular and highest grossing game, period.
well, that's true.
So that's kind of a, clearly there's not anything on that level.
Okay, so look at my dialogue options. This is what happens when you have one intelligence in Fallout, is you can't talk to people. We don't see your kind often. Not so fast. It's a small community. We don't get strangers very often. We don't know. We don't have a good reason to be here. You better just keep moving. And then I think that this is like the mayor over here, and I think he's going to give you a quest, if I remember correctly, but like the one intelligence. What's your name? Ugh. Sorry, I don't have time to waste on morons. So when you play Fallout 1 with one intelligence, you literally can't speak, and everybody treats you like an idiot, even though because you are, but you're also like the most powerful idiot in the wasteland, pretty much. Well, it's like all right, Dash. I think it's Richard Dean Anderson, if I'm not mistaken.
What?
No. Okay.
What's Richard Dean Anderson?
The leader of this. I think he was one of the voices in this game, wasn't he?
He might have been. I don't know.
Because Michael Dorn was one, right? Or was he in part 2? Because he plays the mutant that shows back up in New Vegas as well.
Oh, I don't know.
I feel like this is okay. Can I just Pip-Boy? Let's see. Wait until morning. There we go. It's been a long time since I played this game. Close it up. Is that morning? Maybe wait a few more hours. Wait until noon. Everybody should be up and about by noon. Okay. See, look at these folks, man. They managed to build like structures and everything. What is this thing? The pillar shows it's the showpiece of Shady Sand Square. Tells stories to remind people of hope and peace. All right. Let's see.
But yeah, like as far as going back to the 76 discussion, I think there's room for Fallout to be. Wait, did your character just say that smells rather good?
Yep.
So your character can say words?
Apparently.
Your business in Shady Sands might be.
Huh?
You may enter, but stay out.
Okay. I feel like there's a quest here in Shady Sands. You can find it. It's like another one of those people that has like a voice and everything. Yeah, I don't know. It does though seem interesting. I am really fascinated though by the fact that they've gone from Fallout 4 to another Fallout. Like I honestly felt like they would have gone to back to Elder Scrolls more.
Yeah.
But I guess they're really pushing ESO. Because Fallout had 6 DLCs, right? Fallout 4, like it had a fucking boat ton.
And that's what kind of makes me wonder so I was wondering if it, because I had talked about this on one of our Patreon videos that comes out later, the day after this.
Tomorrow, yeah.
But like my original theory when I first saw the trailer and kind of analyzed the trailer and what's going on in the trailer, and specifically over analyzing the fact that the song Country Roads or Take Me Home Country Roads is in the game, because that song being in the trailer bothers me in a way that's like continuity breaking.
Yeah.
Like no one cares, and it's only me.
Johnny is really hung up on this.
I really am. I really am.
Yeah.
Like, because again, and I'll talk about it here. It's like the Fallout timeline is alternate history. Basically, World War II happens. We drop the bombs. The nuclear bombs on Japan. Japan surrenders, and then shortly after that, their world goes into a different direction than ours.
Yeah.
Like I want to say it's like 1956, 57. Like is the year that it actually like says that it changes, like diverges in the actual timeline. And that song came out in 1971.
Yeah.
And prior to this, the Fallout games have been pretty good about only doing songs that your covers of songs that came out in the early 50s, covers of songs that, maybe even the 40s, maybe even making up their own songs that that are just for the games that sound like songs from those eras.
Right. I can't figure out if there is actually anything to do in this town. I thought there was.
Well, there might have been if you
maybe
weren't
that I'm
stupid.
too stupid. Yeah, maybe that I'm too stupid to understand, to have a conversation with anybody. So let's keep moving towards the vault. What about this guy? He had an actual face, right?
Greetings. Yes, yes. Have a good stay.
Okay, or maybe I'm thinking of a different village.
Maybe.
We need to keep moving.
Maybe. But
Anyway, you were saying.
But yeah, so I got really hung up on that song because there's the whole thing of like, would John Denver have written the song if the timeline had diverged?
But I was kind of skeptical until I saw you.
What?
She's.
I have to stand over here now.
She won't talk to us because we're too
Dumb.
we're too stupid. Yeah, we're
Okay.
too stupid.
But yeah, it's like, would John Denver have written that song in 1971? Is this a case of, obviously it's a cover song, so obviously does that mean that the song was written by somebody else in this timeline, and that no matter what timeline happens, the song "Take Me Home, Country Roads" it gets written by someone?
Right.
It's a constant in all timelines. Like that. These are questions that keep me up at night, Jeff.
Apparently, these are the big questions in John's world.
The big questions, like how does this work? And realizing that that's a stupid. This is kind of a stupid hang up, and apparently I'm the only one that has this hang up because I've not seen anyone else talk about it.
Yeah.
Anywhere other than the fact that it's interesting that it's not it's not a John, it's not the John Denver song, it's clearly a cover.
Right. You suck it, rat.
And so I thought about more about it, and I was like, well, the song, and this is mostly thanks to Amanda, some things me and Amanda were talking about, the song is about going home.
Right.
So my thought was like, okay, well, we know the story of Fallout 76, or not 76, Fallout 76, but Vault 76.
Right.
Is that it was a control vault, which was one of the vaults that does not have an experiment on it.
Mm-hmm.
It is literally just a normal vault that is set to protect people, and people went into it in the year 1976. The bombs dropped in 2076. So yeah, people went in 2076. The bombs dropped in 2077, and then which is the beginning of Fallout 4. And then 25 years later, that vault did open, and the people left the vault. Like that, we know we know from Fallout 3 and from what little of Fallout 4 that it was mentioned. So clearly, that makes sense. That if you're
I can do targeted unarmed. Sorry.
So clearly, that actually makes sense if the game is a multiplayer survival game like Ark or like Rust. That makes sense because you're a survivor. You got to go out into the wasteland and survive. That's the whole point of the game. But my thought was more of a, what if the story of the game is less, because I'd also heard rumors that they were going to try to do some type of bigger version of Fallout Shelter that actually used the actual Fallout 4 engine.
Yeah.
And my thought was, what if it's some kind of weird thing where your character wants to go, hates the wasteland and wants to go back home, and the whole point of the game is you're trying to fix up the shelter.
Yeah.
76. You're trying to refix it, but also trying to entice people to come live in your shelter.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's kind of got this, this build. You build onto the shelter to add stuff to it. You're bringing people in, and you have to go save people from raiders and stuff like that. You also have to protect your shelter from raiders. So there would be that survival aspect, but there's also this three-dimensional Fallout Shelter aspect.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not doing it from some godlike being that's controlling all the characters. You're only controlling your one character.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that could be really interesting.
Yeah. There's a lot they could do with it. It's just, I guess it's kind of interesting to see them take such a chance, right? As opposed to just kind of playing it safe of more expansions, more of like a spin-off game or something like that. If I can beat this mole rat to death with my bare hands. Hey, I got brass knuckles. I should put those on.
Yeah, you should.
Let's see. What is that? How do I do that? Inventory? Boop. Beep. Okay, and maybe some stim packs just in case. Switch that over. Or wait, I wonder if the character, this is specifically for unarmed, and this is melee weapons. Using non-ranged weapons, melee combat, knives, sledgehammers, spears, clubs, and so on. This says hand-to-hand combat with your hands and feet. Oh, we'll give it a try. See what happens. I wonder, do you get health back? Okay, you can't rest at this location, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, that's interesting. I'm kind of interested to see what. Oh yeah, we need like a rope.
Yeah, obviously we're gonna find out what it is at E3, which their press conference is on Sunday the 10th.
Yeah,
June 10th, in the evening. So that's gonna be interesting.
I agree. Yeah, it's interesting to think though just about the possibilities because, it's interesting. I feel like we're getting into that sweet spot. I almost feel like you can track in a console generation, and I feel like you and I have kind of talked about this a little bit in the past, where like the beginning of the console generation is all just like sequels, the new iteration of that thing on that console, playing things safe. This time we had a lot of remasters. And that, like, towards the end of the console, or at least the middle of the life, it's like you start seeing the weird shit, right? Like, you only see Uncharted in the middle of the PlayStation lifestyle, or in the life cycle. You don't see it at the very beginning. And I feel like this is one of those things. I think the last, outside of Shelter, the last non-main entry Fallout game was that Tactics? Was it Tactics, or was it that PS2 game?
Wait, what? Like non-main entry?
Non like Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, because that's what this doesn't seem like. Look,
well, I mean, there was the often ignored and hated Fallout game that was on the Xbox and the PS2, the original Xbox and the PS2.
Yeah, that's
which
the
is
other
not
one.
Tactics.
Yeah,
there was also Tactics before that, but a lot of people tend to look at both of those games and ignore them.
Yeah,
because they weren't good.
Can I use this? Okay, nope. I need a rope. Is that a cabinet? Let's see what's in this locker here. Is that a rope? Get a rope. Is that ropes? Nope. Flares. Thank you. All of them. Dunzo. Let's see. I feel like, yep, we still need a rope. None of these dead rats had a rope on them, John.
Where do you get a rope?
Good question. I think
Can you go buy one in the city?
That's a good question. Maybe we can go barter for one. Got this rat problem under control. Ready for rad scorpions or geckos. Let's see. Can I use that? There we go. It's kind of interesting to me that I guess there's like Wasteland 2, but that nobody's really done a lot of like remakes of original Fallout.
Yeah.
Getting into a predicament here. What is it? What's this? It's a bag. What's in the bag?
It's a rope.
Is it a fruit? Okay.
Is your character just too stupid to do anything with it?
No, he picked it up. It just
ladder.
You stumbled across something lying on the ground. So like in our trip across the wasteland, we just came across a box. There was a box on the ground. It had some fruit in it. We can eat. We picked up the fruit. We have the bag, I believe.
Oh,
yep.
Nice. Okay.
So you can open the bag. It's got some bottle caps.
Oh, okay, good.
We can take the caps. Take all the caps out of the bag. Yep, dunzo. Leave the
Should
bag.
I leave the bag?
Sure, I don't care. It's been a long time since I played this. I still just can't remember where to get a bag. I'm going to try bartering with people, or rope. So we got the garden, the Brahmin pen, and then the entrance. Let's see. Can you barter? Will you barter with me? Get some caps and a thing. I need a rope. I've forgotten where to get a rope. Oh. Is my weapon out? It says I'm unarmed. Please.
Because you have your brass knucks.
Do I have to like take them off of this to be unarmed? My body is a deadly weapon, Shady Sands. Wub wub. Watch out for rad scorpions. Scorpion! You sure you want me to give you directions to the rad scorpion caves? I can't go, but I can show you the way. Uh-huh. Oh, cool. Now we're in the Rad Scorpion caves, I suppose. So strange. All right, so let's punch some Rad Scorpions to death. What do you say? I should probably get my Nux back on. Let's see.
That's fruit. There you go.
There we go. And can I do... Yeah, I can still do targeted shots with these. Come on, Scorpion. You get up here. Doop, doop, doop. And I'm going to punch you right in the head. Oh, I
dodge.
missed. Damn it. It's all right. I get to go first because I put all my points into... There we go. Right in the face.
Got you right in the face.
Uh-oh. I'm also poisoned and I got hit really hard. So, I don't care. Taking this fucking Rad Scorpion. No Rad Scorpion makes a monkey out of me, whatever my name is. Keep hitting them in the face and then they can't hit you back because they can't see you. Hit him. God damn. These Rad Scorpions are not
to be trifled with.
Yeah, apparently. Hit him for 7 at that point. It's one thing that I don't know why they took out of Fallout 3 was the ability to do melee on individual body parts, if I'm not mistaken. That they only brought back in... I think it might have been... Did they do it in one of the DLCs?
Oh, I don't know.
There we go. Got some health back. Beat up another Rad Scorpion. Motherfucker.
Where is your health?
It's right here. It's a little
Oh.
HP. See, and then we've got the AC, which is action points, basically. Fuck you. I also have been poisoned.
It's a very good possibility that the Rad Scorpions here may be the death of us.
It is possible. Let's see. I'm going to go back to this one. Just general pummeling. Okay.
Just walk into a cave and start just beating the shit out of Rad Scorpions.
Well, our character is terminally stupid, so that's
point.
kind of it's one of the things. Oh no, we did die. And death. You know what? I'm not entirely sure that this game has any kind of auto saving, and we never saved our game.
Nope.
So nope, that's it. Let's call it a wrap. We got to punch some Rad Scorpions and talk about Fallout 76. That's kind of all that I was looking for.
Tell us what your theories are on Fallout 76 in the comments below. We would love to hear them. Tell how I'm wrong and complete full of shit. Tell me how I'm wrong about being hung up on that song being in the trailer.
There's that.
Or tell me how you agree with me. I'm all for that.
Okay. Also, patreon.com/RageSelect. And we got some Amazon links down below. So, yeah, let us know what you think, and we'll talk to you next time.
Later.